Oh my gosh. I'm so stupid. Oh no. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit yourplaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to some more historic gameplay. I hope you guys are doing exceptionally well, and I hope you are enjoying the challenge week. Please make sure, if you would like to submit a deck for those, that you go ahead, check out our Discord, and look at that challenge submissions channel. We do have Volo Guide to Monsters as our build around this week, which has been really, really fun already, so good luck to you guys there. But let's talk about today's deck, because it's a very special one. It is brought to us by the person whose deck we played yesterday in the challenge submission, which is Breaded and Fried, a very valued member of our Discord community. Breaded and Fried, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate the suggestion. Actually gave us a number of decks to try, but this one was the latest one and one that really popped out to me, and it is Azorius Artifact Animator. So the idea here is that we can animate a lot of artifacts with things like later on in the game with things like Dance in the Manse, but with things like Animating Faerie, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature, and then you put 4 1/1 counters on it. Now, that can hit a lot of stuff in this deck. So we've got Portable Hole, we've got the Blackstaff of Waterdeep, which is a really interesting card. We'll talk about that in a minute. We've got Glass Casket. We've even got things like Raven's Warning or Solemn Simulacrum, not that we want to pick those, but really the big one is Colossal Plow. This card is kind of sick if you can animate it early, which this deck does fairly well. So not only is it a 2-mana 6/3, kind of crazy, but it is a vehicle. It does take a crew of 6 to be able to animate it. However, if we can use the bring to life side of Animating Faerie, we can throw 4 1/1 counters on this, and then all of a sudden it becomes a 4/4 creature with the ability, when it attacks, add 3 white to your mana pool and gain 3 life, and then you also don't lose that mana as phases end. Now, at the end of the turn, we still will, but the important thing is that when we get to our second main phase, we can use that to then play something like an Ingenious Smith, or hopefully even get up to something like a Solemn or something along those lines. So we can utilize that mana very, very well. Now, All That Glitters is in here. This is going to powerhouse our way, hopefully, to the win. A really, really nice card. And then the Raven's Warning is here as well. Now, this gives us a little 1/1 flyer. It also gains us a little bit of life. There's a lot of little subtle synergies in this list. Being able to gain that life, and then anytime a creature we control that has flying deals combat damage to a player, look at that player's hand, and we get to draw a card on that second tick there, which Animating Faerie on its own does trigger that, but also, of course, the 1/1 bird as well. And then you on the third one, you can put a card you own from outside the game on top of your library. We do have All That Glitters, Banishing Light, another Animating Faerie, and Emry, which we do have in the main board as well. Arcanist Owl, Workshop Elders, artifact creatures you control have flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can have it target non-creature artifact you control become a 0/0 artifact. If you do, put 4 1/1 counters on it. Very similar ability to bring to life. And then, of course, another Dance of the Manse. Dance of the Manse is in here as the top end. The idea is you bring all artifacts and enchantments back from your graveyard, turn them into 4/4s, and just go for it. Very, very sick card. The Blackstaff of Waterdeep, legendary artifact, can play it on turn 1. You can choose not to untap it during your untap step, but it has the ability Animate Walking Statue, which you pay to tap it. Another target non-token artifact you control becomes a 4/4 for as long as the staff remains tapped. So again, another way to very quickly animate some of these little artifacts here. Very synergistic deck. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll obviously see a lot of that as we go through the game. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to send this through 3 games. Again, Breaded and Fried, thank you so much, my friend. Very, very happy to have this submission. Let's see what we can do with it. And here we are, guys, for game number 1. Now, this is not a great hand, if I'm honest. We've got a Portable Hole, which does give us a little bit of longevity. And then we, of course, got these Solemns here. I'm going to try and keep it because we've got multiple... No, this can't be a keep. Okay, this is much better, I think. Yeah, all right. It was the right choice. The question is, what do we put back? I actually think it is the Solemn for right now. Yeah, I think that that's probably correct. Okay, so I think since we don't have to play the staff turn 1, I think the play is going to be to throw this out, get an island with it, and that's going to do basically allow us to play the Castle Vantress anytime we would like, untapped. And then we of course have the white source here with the pathway land, so I think that that'll work great. Now alternatively, that's an interesting play. No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Let's get this out there. Let's pull the Portable Hole. Very efficient card. Next turn, of course, we can kind of double up here and do a couple of different things, and we'll see how that goes. They are not going to attack. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's play out the Blackstaff. That's such a nice little card. And I think let's go ahead. We'll play the Portable Hole on the Youthful Valkyrie. That's just going to get this out of here. And then next turn we can actually, I'm not going to attack. No, I am going to attack here because that deals more. Perfect. So if they do attack with the speaker, it's okay. We've dealt enough damage that it negates the life gain, or at least keeps it from going crazy. All right, so obviously going to play the land here. We're going to throw that on the bottom. Thankfully, we don't need a ton of mana in this deck, which is great. Now, we do have Glass Casket, which can get rid of the Righteous Valkyrie, and I think that's going to be the play this turn. Let's just get this out of here. It's going to add a counter here as well. So let's get aggressive. Let's keep attacking in here. The idea is that if we can just outpower them, that's certainly going to be the goal. Next turn, we can Blackstaff plus all that glitters, or we can just Solemn Simulacrum, depending on what we need to do here. So we will see. Okay. So I do think that the play is going to be throwing this out, and then I think throwing this out. And making both of these threats very, very potent. This is just a lot of damage that they do have to consider here, so we'll see if they want to take it all, and it looks like they do. Granted, they can gain quite a bit of life here, don't get me wrong, but we've got another All That Glitters here that hopefully is going to keep us moving forward on this damage race, but we'll see. Bread and Fried, this is a really sick deck. I really do appreciate the submission. I just want to remind everybody, no, we do not want to untap. If anybody else would like to submit decks for these little challenges, you certainly can. We are all too happy to have these kinds of submissions. If you would like, all you got to do is share it with us. You can either do that directly in Discord. You can even email us for all that. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can leave a comment on the video. It doesn't matter where you want to put it. You can just throw it at us, and we will certainly check it out. Now, keeping in mind that we do have a number of decks that we like to play already, we generally have a short list of decks that we kind of go through, and every once in a while we'll play some of them. But that being said, if this is like something that you just really are proud of, you've created this really awesome deck or something like that, then please, by all means, share it with us, because we would love, to check it out. Gonna definitely attack in here. They're gonna have to block at least one of these. And at the very least, we are very much outpowering the opponent here, which is a really nice place to be. Okay, they do have Coco, though. That's a very scary card. Ooh, very scary card. Okay. So that is gonna give them Resplendent Angel Trigger, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it does. Wow, seriously? Cool. I'm gonna definitely take that. All right, we're gonna decline. Oh no, unfortunately a land off of the top. We should have scryed. That was a bit of a mistake on my end here. All right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they'd have to block all of them on one, which doesn't seem ideal. Yeah, okay. But they do very crucially have the mana to give this a lifelink, which is kind of the scary part here, because that is going to then trigger. Let's go ahead and scry here. Unfortunately, we're just not getting a ton. All right, put it onto your hand. Okay, so I do think I guess we do want the Ingenious Smith then. I'm thinking like we need a big heavy hitter card, and Ingenious Smith doesn't seem like the big heavy hitter card, but I think it is. I think it's the one. Let's do this. Hopefully this can pull an artifact, which might be able to get rid of one of these angels. Now they do gain a life here, that's fine. We could have, yes, we could have scryed actually there too. That's very, very nice though. All right, we're gonna get rid of this Resplendent Angel. That's just gonna keep them from being able to spit out a bunch of tokens long term. So that should somewhat solidify the fact that we're gonna be able to deal a lot of damage to them and not have to deal with endless blockers. I mean, you gotta think, if they blank on one card here, if they brick, there we go, we got it, breaded and fried. Yes, win number 1 is in the pocket. Let's see if we can go ahead and get 2 more. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. And yes, this is a very easy keep, in my opinion. We've got some card selection off the top with some removal. Definitely a solid keep. Let's see if we can get another win with this one. Breaded and fried, starting off strong, my friend. I like it. We can actually lead off of the Temple of Enlightenment as well, which is great. I'm going to throw Dance of the Manse on the bottom. We don't want that early in the game. It just is a do-nothing card for quite a while, and so we're gonna leave that one out. If they play something like a Sprite Dragon or really anything like that, look at this. We called it. That's perfect for us because, again, we've got so much removal in our hand. That's really not a big problem. If you hear my dog being crazy, it's because my dog's being crazy. All right. Here's the question though. Do we want to throw out the Ingenious Smith first? Part of me kind of wants to. So here's the deal. This is a bit of a greedy play. Let me be very clear. This is the greedy play. They could easily have a shock to deal with this Ingenious Smith, but if they shock it, then they're not powering up the Sprite Dragon. And regardless of what they do, I mean, they're basically gonna power this up a little bit, but we're gonna make them invest in it. And then that way we can Glass Casket or Portable Hole it even, and double up this coming turn. So the idea being we can then Portable Hole plus Glass Casket or just Colossal Plow or something along those lines to hopefully get Ingenious Smith out of the danger range of just shock or something like that. So we'll see. If they do just shock it, they just shock it, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not good for us either. Very good. This, unfortunately, is difficult for us to deal with because it does cost 5. That's not something that we're going to easily be able to get around, but we'll do the best we can. All right, so let's throw this out there. We're obviously going to Portable Hole, getting rid of the Sprite Dragon here. That's going to throw a trigger on this, and then we're going to Colossal Plow. We're not going to attack here, obviously. Going to have to take a bit of a hit, but theoretically, we might have a way to get through this. This Prowess, though, is very scary. They very quickly can go off here. I do think the greedy play ended up being the right play. Even if they do have a shock, I still think it was the right play. Ooh, okay. So this is an Arclight Phoenix deck, so they could just Faithless Looting again, try and get more Phoenixes in the yard. That's a little scary, but we're going to do the best we can. Breaded and fried, I like the deck, my friend. I love the little synergies. There's quite a lot of them, and it's really fun, honestly. So I like that quite a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna throw that on the bottom. We've already got one. We really don't need another. I really wish this hit the entity, but it does not, unfortunately. So what we could do, we can't actually. Pardon me, we cannot do that. We should have played this on blue, but that is okay. I think the play in that case is going to be throw out the Raven's Warning here. What this does is not only gain us a little bit of life, but it also spits out a little 1/1 that's just going to be able to block if we need it to. Next turn, what we can do is Staff plus Activate Staff, and make the Colossal Plow a permanent creature, which is quite good. They are going to counter here. No reason not to attack in. We're not going to be able to block anything that they play, most likely, so we might as well go for it. Good to know that they've got Mystical Dispute. Next turn, we should be able to play the Staff, though, through it, because we do have plenty to get around it. if they happen to have another one, to be clear. All right. Wow, Finale of Promise. Okay. So this is going to trigger Arclight Phoenix, plus get a lot of prowess counter, or prowess power off of the Stormwing entity here. Now, thankfully, they only have one Arclight Phoenix, but I will say the further we get into this game, the scarier it gets. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot we can deal with. We really would love a land off of the top. If we can get an untapped land off the top, we can Glass Casket the incoming Arclight Phoenix, Blackstaff, and activate the Colossal Plow, which would gain us quite a bit of life here, and then allow us even to play some more stuff next turn, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Okay, we should still be able to do this, though. So because this gives us mana, we should be able to do this. Let's activate you. Let's attack in here. All right. We can play Glass Casket. Oh no, does this, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Oh no. Mistake. I, for some reason, was thinking Arclight Phoenix was a 3 mana spell, and it's not. Oh, I can't believe that. Definitely my fault, it's fine. That just means there was really nothing we could have done other than maybe play the Raven's Warning, but we didn't have the blue to do that, so I think we just lost regardless. Oh, what a silly mistake. I'm sorry, Breaded and Fried. It's okay, though. Let's jump into Game 3. Let's see if we can get one more win. All right, guys, here we are for our third and final game. And unfortunately, this is not a keepable hand. Having a tap land, essentially, and that's it, is not a good start here. Now, worth noting, honestly, if we did draw a second land off of the top, this wouldn't be terrible, because we do have the Plow plus the Blackstaff, but I just don't think we can keep. Now this, much better. Easy keep. Actually, no, let's throw the Blackstaff back. So what we can do is turn 1 Blackstaff, turn 2 Colossal Plow, turn 3 activate, and theoretically, we've got a pretty powerhouse card on turn 3 that can maybe even get us to Solemn Simulacrum on turn 3. We will certainly see. I'm being a poet. Look at that. Anyway. Let's see what the opponent's got going on. It looks like they might just be like Simic Ramp, or Quandrix Ramp, sorry. For you new players, I guess it's Quandrix. For us older, semi-older players, it's Simic. Anyway, guys, how's it going? All right, it's Teamer. Okay, I'm into it. We could Emry as well, but I actually think I like the Plow play better. This just gets us further in the game, truth be told. We do really need a land off of the top, but we'll see. If we can get a land, we're in really good shape. If it's an untapped land, because then what we can do is activate this, attack, gain that the life plus the 3 mana, which then allows us to play Solemn right after that. So that's actually quite good. Unfortunately, that is not what's going to happen here, but we do have things we can do, so that's actually not a bad thing. We're going to get a blue source because we do need an extra blue source. Let's go ahead, throw this here. Let's get the attack in. That's going to activate, and then we can actually Glass Casket away this Risen Reef, which is perfect. Risen Reef is a very scary card. You do not want to leave that on the battlefield ever if you can help it, and thankfully we're able to get that off of there pretty quickly. If this is the Teamer Elemental deck, wow. Well, they just gave up. I mean, we did it. That was a very solid play. All right, Breaded and Fried, let's chat. All right, so first of all, Breaded and Fried, my friend, thank you again so much for the submission. Again, as if anybody would like to submit anything to us, feel free to do so. We've got a Discord link. You can do any of that stuff down below. Even in the comments section, you're more than welcome to. But regardless, very, very fun list. I love the animating artifacts kind of sub-theme. We didn't really get to see it go over the top with Dance of the Manse, but we did, especially in that third game, honestly, get to see it do the almost perfect turn 3 play of being able to animate that Colossal Plow, get in there for that damage, and then follow it up with even more stuff because of the mana that it produces. So once you kind of get to that point, you're doubling up on your mana. You're essentially, playing extra spells every turn, which is really, really helpful to outpower a lot of decks. That being said, I do think there are some limitations to the deck naturally. I think because the removal is all going to be artifact based, which it needs to be, so that's not a criticism, Breaded and Fried, but I think because it needs to be, there's obviously the natural limitation that we ran into where Glass Casket plus Portable Hole, very, very good, but they don't hit all of the big creatures that we would need to hit. And in those circumstances, you really just have to use All That Glitters to outpower, which we were able to do in the first game, but not so much the second. So that's okay. Regardless, it was a very fun list. I very much enjoyed it. Again, Breaded and Fried, thank you so much, my friend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. I cannot tell you how much that helps us. That really does mean a lot. If you'd like to share it out, that would mean a lot as well. But guys, thank you so much. I will see you very soon for some more gameplay videos.